everyone.
Welcome back to the MGL show.
Welcome back to the Maker's Gonna Learn channel. We are so excited to have you all here with us today. We are so thrilled.
Yes.
Now, before we dive into it and start explaining from the get-go, I know there's a lot of us here that has already watched the main video. So you're like, Tanner, let's get right to it. Yes. We're gonna make sure to respect everyone that may be brand new here and have no idea what the technique is. We have a supply list in the description. All the supplies we've used.
Anything you need.
Everything you need. Then the next category underneath the supplies, everyone's like, wait, Tanner, can you put together a list of all the tumblers and the techniques and the process? You're gonna see us kind of talk about a lot of different types of tumblers today.
A lot.
Very overwhelming. What we have done was linked, would you say we linked all our favorites?
We linked the ones, yes, we linked most of them. There was a couple that we were just like, no.
Like the Hydro Flask is
not gonna
out.
work. It's not gonna work. We've done it like 4 or 5 different ways. If you figure it out,
let us know.
But most of these we found a way.
Yes.
There's different things for like different heat settings, different lengths of time for the heat to be applied. And it's very fidgety. So that's why we wanted to like condense everything down and kind of show you all generally how you can do it. But then you're gonna be able to go from there and like develop your own little thing.
It's gonna be really intense today because you're seeing on top of the traditional tutorial, Alicia over here has really came up with probably a quicker way that I think I am just so on fire for business owners. I mean, Alicia, anyone out there that wants to sell tumblers, like especially what you're about to teach them is going to like take that up like 10 notches.
Yes.
They're going to be able to make more while spending less time and get a better result.
Right.
So, I mean, the two things that we're all about here is saving time, saving money, and getting more done and at a better product.
Yes.
So it usually isn't true. But if you all are like, Tanner, what are you talking about? Let's back up quite a ways, right? Like, let's back it up. So
start from the top.
From the top, we discovered not too long ago a TikTok.
Yes, it was like a month ago.
Yeah, it was not long at all. Yeah. And it was a TikTok using something called CitriStrip. Yeah. Alicia, have you ever used this?
Yes. So I used for a second. I've had lots of hobbies. I am a hobbyist by nature. It's just who I am. But I use that to strip furniture. So like if you buy an old piece of furniture, typically people
like
use
sealed
this.
And
yes, they are. You can even get off like old wood stain and stuff.
Oh wow.
So you just cover the whole piece, let it sit, and it scrapes. Like it scrapes off.
Crazy.
And so that's what this is used for.
And I believe this bottle right here, just for everyone at home, I believe it's like $13 to $18 here in the States.
Yeah.
That's what it was at our local Walmart.
Yeah.
And it has a citrus strip. Sadie, who's managing the cameras today, refers to the smell of this as Tums.
Yes.
For as intense of a product and like chemical, would you agree that you were kind of not like it wasn't invasive? It doesn't feel, look, or smell invasive.
Right.
But it does.
It is invasive.
It is. There's some good safety facts on the back of here. Did you know it can cause burns?
Yes, I did know that.
You know, it has certain things in here, so don't mix with any other products. Avoid contact with your eyes, etc. Please do not swallow. Things like that. So this is a pretty intense stripping, gel.
It is.
But we're using it today to do something amazing. I mean, what we are so excited about is that you can apply this to coated tumblers, many different coated tumblers.
Awesome.
So what we were able to perfect during the video and that whole day of shooting was we got a really good result. Like this is our friend Dylan's logo, who's our videographer. And this is a really great result. I think this is sell worthy.
Absolutely.
But this one took probably like what, an hour?
Yeah, that was like when we didn't know for sure what to do.
So we let it, like, we were patient and really gave it some love. So we're gonna be able to take this work time from 1 to 2 hours at the max to roughly at the max 2 to 3 minutes. Which I'm pretty impressed with and just shocked by. So I know you all are going to be ready for some new tricks and tips. Stay tuned because this video is incredible. If you all are here and brand new to the Maker's Gonna Learn YouTube channel, I do want to invite you, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to grab our membership, our year membership tier, learning a new technique so you can get really high quality projects for yourself, for your friends, to give as gifts and to make money with. So when you say yes to membership, you're unlocking over 1,000 new cut files every single month.
Which is
insane. It's crazy. Alicia, are you ready? Me and Alicia are both go craft today. We're going to head over to the craft area. And this is going to be incredible because there's honestly so much to share today. Everything you see on the table, supply list link down below.
Yes.
Down to the heat temperature and the tumblers.
Yep, we tried to like test out every single one. We took so many notes on for you guys.
I mean, we have so many we can talk about.
There's a pile of tumblers sitting over here.
There's so many.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what we have been using instead of a Brillo pad in general?
Yes. So I've got one right here. This is a magic eraser, if you're familiar. These are amazing for lots of things, okay?
Walls, paint, children,
literally, if you
cars.
have children, just invest. Go ahead and invest in some magic erasers. These have the weirdest texture. Like, what do you feel? Like, I don't even know.
I just like that the texture's there so it can get, because
it's soft, but it's textured.
My only complaint with this brand that we have here has textured on it, which is great.
Yeah.
The ones that don't have texture, I feel like it just can't get a good grip.
It doesn't.
And this, you just want to make sure you get a textured magic eraser.
Yeah, and I think generally they do, but those little thin ones, they just are not great. And then we were using the Brillo pads, and if you guys watched the video yesterday, that's what Tanner used, and it works. The only thing is, it gets very scratchy.
After, especially, you know, if you watched me do it, I peeled off the vinyl and then kind of just went for it, just mainly because I was so focused on getting that achieved desired look, just to get it off. Like, I wasn't really considering the damage.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, this doesn't work near as well. I think the textured, you know,
magic
eraser will be much, much better.
Yeah, and we can show them. We can show them a couple close-ups of like the magic eraser one, as well as the Brillo pad one, because you'll be able to really see the difference.
Yeah, for sure. We've used different tumblers.
Yeah.
So like this is, we're calling this more like the ceramic coated tumbler.
Yeah, well, I think technically the powder coated is also ceramic coated.
True.
That is a funny word that Courtney keeps telling me, and I literally just looked at it 5 seconds ago and I already forgot again.
It's okay.
But it's like an aluminum type deal. So
it's just another finish.
Yeah,
like,
it's,
you know,
smooth.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much telling you the possibilities are endless today.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. Now let's talk about what you need to do when it comes to Cricut to start your project. Okay.
Yes.
All we have done is we have made, there's 2 things that you need to do. And I can actually, you know what, just to make sure everybody is on the same page, I'm going to hop over to Design Space because I feel like this would be just as fast being able to explain over in Design Space as it is here on the channel. So what we're doing is I'm going to walk you through exactly how to make your very own stencil. So if you've never made a stencil in Cricut Design Space, we're going to walk you through how to do that very, very quickly because we have over 1,000 cut files every month that are coming out, over 6,000 you can choose from today.
Yeah.
There's a lot to choose from at the Makers Gonna Learn website. So yeah, when you become a member, you can go ahead and just look at all of these and start downloading. As you can see, we have a great mix of cut files, print and cut, sublimation ready files. This Army Dad's a great example of a print and cut or sublimation.
Yeah.
Avocado whole in half. The bacon, the baby got what?
Back.
Oh goodness. I love all
There's
of these.
lots of sports ones this time as well.
Yes,
there's Army
personalized
sports
ones.
Yeah.
So many good ones. And you can be a member for as low as $19.99 today, which is crazy. And we love it. So, okay, let's do the flower and the light bulb because this is pretty incredible.
So cute.
So we're going to click download now. And when we download it, you're getting a zip file, okay? So come down here and you can click on your zip file. We're going to double click that. Now we have a folder, okay? So we're going to open that and we're just going to move it to the side. Now head over to Cricut. Let's get Cricut to pop up and we're going to click upload. So now we're going to be at the upload area. we're gonna go right here and we're gonna drop that SVG. Once we've dropped that SVG, we're going to click upload.
And SVGs are typically used for cutting.
Cutting, multi-layer cut files.
Yeah.
We have them all organized by color and everything. So now that we have this file, we're gonna click add to canvas. And this is like the 2 steps. So you've got your cut file in here. This is how you always will upload your cut files. To make a stencil, it's actually super simple. We're gonna add a shape and we're just gonna use the square. So we're gonna grab our square here and we are going to unlock it and just scale this up. And then you can bring in your cut file. Now it's pretty big, so I'm just gonna size this down a little bit. And now that it's sized down, you can see this is gonna fit a lot better. So even though you can't see it, no big deal. I like to do 2 steps and we'll be done, okay? We're gonna select both layers and we're going to click a line and a line center. Let's go align both of our cut file, or our 2 layers centered up. Now that they're centered, we're going to still have them both selected. We're gonna press slice. Now that we have sliced that out, look at what we have right here. You can see Tanner already had his cut out and it's gonna be a perfect stencil. I just wanna let y'all know.
Yeah.
They're gonna cut my stencil out for me.
Yeah.
You're about to see 2 different ways. So let me we'll change this color to purple and we'll talk about both. So look right here. So we have, only need 1. So we have the right side is what we're about to teach you with Alicia's, and then on the left side you have mine. When you click make it, you are going to see mine is go cut out that rectangle, the stencil's done, bada bing, bada boom, love it. Now Alicia, I'm hoping when you do yours, when you're at this step, you're actually taking it and moving it a little bit so you have some extra space.
I absolutely do that.
Okay, that would be my only tip. Because if I wanted to do it the lazy method, I would move it to the 1 inch by 1 inch corner. That way this excess vinyl's there that I, can match up with my painter's tape.
Right, and especially for this method.
Yeah, for this method alone, you have to have that edge, so that's really important. So then you would cut it out, and here's what you're gonna be left with. So you have your stencil right here, all cut out, all prepared for you, and we're using a Maker's Learn cut file, of course. But what we need to let you all know, you either need to use StarCraft permanent vinyl or Cal 651. They're pretty much, I would say they're almost the same formula.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do here, we've already weeded, and then we've already added some transfer tape. So all we're going to do is, I like to burnish sometimes the back. So I'm just gonna burnish here on the back. And we already have our tumbler. I want to let you all know, we have not been cleaning these tumblers with no rubbing alcohol, nothing.
I got you some right there. You want?
Oh, should we clean it? Why not?
Why not? Let's do all the steps.
We're gonna do all the steps to make this as perfect as possible for our live stream today. And it's gonna be incredible. So that's gonna allow the vinyl just to adhere even better. Yeah. Which we're all about. Can we talk about the sealing? Why do you not need to seal it, Alicia?
Well, but mainly the powder coating is not, after you do this, it's not going to come off. So like the powder coating is adhered to the tumbler. Like even the
really,
rim,
really
even this is like exposed, and you can tell there's like a seam right there.
Exactly.
That's not sealed.
Exactly.
So we know we're not going to have to seal it.
Yeah.
Also want to add that the way that you do your stencil would give you a straight line to kind of line up with the edge of your cup right here. But mine is so janky because I just literally go in there willy-nilly. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do Tanner's stencil method.
Tanner's is going to be a little bit more foolproof than mine.
Oh my goodness. I love that. So we've been able to apply that just the typical way. Now our stencil's on here. And Alicia, here's where we go start taping it up? Like, is that still our next step?
Yeah, let's tape it up and then apply heat.
Okay, so we're gonna tape this up right here. This new technique that you're gonna get to witness today is pretty incredible.
Yeah, and I think it's good to mention that we are taping this so much because whenever you apply that CitriStrip, you put it on pretty thick.
Yes.
And it tends to drip. It is. It's very goopy, and it tries to drip down the sides because we're working on a curved surface.
Yep.
And I brought like 50 of those squeegees so that you can sit it and it doesn't roll, if that helps you.
Oh my gosh. Boom. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to pass it over to Alicia so she can start talking about like more of the strategy of what happens now that the stencil's ready.
Yeah, okay. So what I've found after I apply the stencil is we need to apply heat. And the reason we put heat is to prevent any wrinkles. So like if we're overhead, you can see that there's like a few little wrinkles right here. The stencil was applied well.
Thank
you.
So
we don't have issues there, but you can have issues.
Right.
So I like to apply the heat to that. And also it's gonna really lay that stencil on your surface. And
I feel like it's gonna like set the stencil, it's gonna like melt it a little.
It does.
Not truly melt it, but just like adhere it better to the surface.
Yeah.
So that none of the citrus stripping is getting underneath.
Right, and that's what we do not want that, and we ran into that issue a lot.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just take our heat gun, and I'm gonna use the lowest setting on this, which the lowest setting gets up to like 770 degrees.
Crazy.
Yeah, the highest setting is like 1100 degrees or something. I found that on the Google last night.
Love that.
I was like, I wonder how hot this thing does get.
Yeah.
So you just need to go over it. I mean, we're not gonna sit in one spot. I'm just gonna kind of make sure it's completely covered.
And we'll talk about this here in a little bit about the research that Alicia has been able to do to know exactly how hot you would have to get it to actually remove the powder coating.
Right.
So that'll be something really good to touch on here in a moment.
Yeah.
We're so excited. And
the next thing that we're gonna do is score it.
let's talk about what you mean by scoring. For someone that's like just tuned in, let's go make sure we're overhead for this.
Okay.
We have our true control knife.
Yes, so this is a true control knife, X-Acto knife.
Yeah.
Whatever you've got on hand. And what I'm gonna do when I say scoring is I'm gonna go in all of the larger areas. I wanna score as much as I can. And what I mean by score is I'm gonna take my sharp edge and I'm gonna go right along the edge of my stencil. I'm inside of the line of the stencil.
I love that.
I'm not cutting the vinyl.
Right.
I'm cutting right inside of it. And you're just gonna go around all these lines and do that all the way around.
So you're just like kind of giving it a head start.
Right.
You're making this an easy win. You're making this like you're gonna get the best quality look.
Yes, and this is similar to whenever you paint furniture, you want to sand it.
Yeah.
That way that it adheres. But the initial reason that I did this was because I was finding that the CitriStrip was trying to seep under my stencil still, even though I was applying heat. So this is like a little rivet. So it's like, oh, I need to stop here. The CitriStrip is like, I should stop here and not go any further.
Yeah, you're kind of putting the line in the sand.
Right, and you can, sometimes you may run into your vinyl a little bit, but you just need to just keep going. Just kind of lift up and keep going.
This is amazing.
Look, you can see that I accidentally cut into my vinyl.
Right.
So I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to go back, keep going.
So you cannot do this on necessarily glass because all of the common denominator of all of our projects today is that they're coated. So they're coated with something. So I guess if you have a glass, you may be able, if it's a coated glass surface. Okay, so we've scored it. It's not, you don't have to, you can skip this step.
You can, and you're gonna find, whenever you find which tumblers are your favorite, you're gonna say, okay, that is definitely a needed step. That I don't need to do so much.
Yeah, so I love that.
So I love to do that part.
Yes, now this is the time we're working with our material. So we're gonna glove up.
Okay,
we're gonna glove up. This is the time when you could put on eye protection. This is the time when you could put on, a mask. So now that we have our gloves on, we have put our CitriStrip in a little Rubbermaid.
Yeah, I brought that container. So I've been using a paintbrush all day long. Courtney leaves this squeegee below. So this is actually for like resin, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Which is fine. We'll use it. Why not? So whenever we first were doing this, we were going hard on the CitriStrip. We were putting, I mean, it was like this
thick.
all over. What I found is that's not necessary. You do want it thick, but like...
Not globby.
Not globby.
You don't need globby. You need it thick and even.
Yes, like before.
You need to be generous, but you don't need to be over generous.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
do it,
yes.
commit to it.
I love it.
But this is actually working really good. I should have used this earlier because you can wipe this clean and it's not going to ruin
it's
your
like
paintbrush.
Courtney knows what she's talking about or something.
I know, right?
Isn't that crazy?
So, yeah, I'm just going to evenly cover this. And since we've taped it up with our blue tape, it's not going to seep onto the rest of our
Which
cup.
I love. And this little, I mean, the squeegee is such a great thing. Why did I not use that? Like,
I don't know. If you need your hold your cup still, that is a great little tippy tip there.
And you're just getting, I mean, again, you're generous, but you're not overwhelming anyone.
Right.
It's getting even. I will let you know, like, there is a smell. Like, I'm smelling it.
It smells like orange house cleaner to me.
Yeah, but a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
A little bit stronger than the cleaner. Eye protection wouldn't be a bad idea. You know, we're protecting our skin and whatnot. But yeah, so if you're not in a well-ventilated area, I would recommend doing this in your basement, doing this outside. You want to have like wide open space for air to circulate.
Yes,
So open your garage, anything like that. We have an external door. If we were doing a lot of these, we'd probably open too.
Yes,
so,
for sure. So this is like a good even coat. Now what we're gonna do now,
tell us, Alicia.
I'm gonna let it sit. We're gonna time it.
Okay.
We're gonna time this for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10, and honestly, it may not even need that long, but that's what I've tested that has worked pretty, like consistently.
Now tell us
for me.
the brand here can I start the timer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna start 10 minutes here.
This is the Tall brand, Towel brand.
I love this brand.
Me too. Should we do the other one while we're hanging out?
Yeah, we should. Oh my gosh. I
Okay,
just
do you
want to
do
stories.
it since we just gave you a tutorial?
Yeah.
Okay,
So this is another logo or another cut file. This is one of our new cut files too. I may have to take off
your gloves to get the thing.
Yeah.
I need to put a timer on for you.
Oh, for me? Oh, your phone's right here.
Okay.
Perfect. Oh no.
Let's open my timer up.
Can I put a decal on with gloves on?
You can do it.
Okay, if anybody's judging Alicia's place, oh, maybe it's just the anyway.
I'm really good at eyeballing, so if that's straight.
Well, the vinyl that I don't recommend her technique. I'm just letting y'all know. So we're gonna do the heat next on the low setting.
Yes.
I'm also scoring this right now as Alicia teaches. It's a little time consuming, not gonna lie.
It is, but honestly for me, it's worth it because whenever that CitriStrip starts to lift the powder coating.
When they see what we're about to do,
they're
gonna be like, I have to do this too.
Yeah, because whenever it lifts, it's gonna lift like flawlessly. It's not gonna tear. It's just gonna, it's gonna already have a seam to rip off.
But anyway, so anyway, I'm just scoring this. I highly recommend it. Are you gonna recommend me to do this on the soccer ball too?
Not if you don't want to.
We're gonna say no.
Those are so
good.
crispy. They're so crispy, you guys. Like this one I did today, and I was like, "Excuse me, excuse me, what?" Like, let's go overhead and I'll show you guys.
And do that.
Like, look, y'all see that really well?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no flaws. You can get a microscope on that. Like bet on that. That
like
looks
you would
good.
sell that all day. I would confidently sell that any day.
Oh, 100%. These look so good. So this is the technique we're doing today. This was the first technique, and it still looks good the way that Courtney did it. So I love that.
Now, if you all didn't know, you can get all of these cut files, all of these fonts, instant access if you become a member today.
Anybody that knows where this is. Oh, okay. There's our timer. Okay, switch me spots.
Sliding over.
Okay, so what we're gonna do next, I'm gonna lay out a piece of aluminum foil on the table. So this is just to protect my surface.
And while she does that, I'm just applying my even, generous coat that I forgot to add painter's tape to because I'm living on the edge today.
Listen, after the first like 3, I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because you learn how much you need and how far to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you see me overhead, everybody? Okay. What I'm gonna do, I just laid that down to protect the table. I'm also going to rip another small piece of aluminum foil, and I'm going to lay this over top of my design, okay? So just like this. And I'm doing this to protect the vinyl because I feel like if I just went in there with a heat gun on the
vinyl would start like doing some stuff.
It does, and it adheres anyways from the heat.
Yeah.
And then what we're gonna do next is I need a minute and a half.
Okay.
Oh, that's an hour. We don't want that.
Wait, is that not the timer for me?
Here, you use yours.
I'll use mine.
I can't unlock your phone.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's start a minute and a half on the heat. I'm gonna do lowest setting for a minute and a half, and I'm gonna go back and forth like in a rainbow.
I love this
motion, I guess. I don't know why I'm nervous about this not working because I've done it 50 times, you guys.
Today.
I've done it so much.
Yeah, this is incredible. Now let's talk about it. Let's talk about what temperature you were researching. You were telling me something about the 400 degrees.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Okay, so powder coating sets up at 400 degrees. That means you've got to heat your powder coating up to at least 500 degrees in order for the powder coating to remove itself from the stainless steel. So this on the lowest setting gets up to 770 degrees. On the highest setting, it gets to like 1100. I have done some on the highest setting, but it's like too much heat.
Yeah.
And I will say also that the amount of time, like I go between a minute, 30 seconds, a minute and 30 seconds, those make a huge difference. Those 30-second increments make a huge difference. So like I've got 4 seconds left and I need to be done. Now, if it for some reason isn't working, we will do it a little bit longer. Whoops.
Ooh, okay, so it's been a minute and 30.
Yes, let's go
I'm so
overhead.
excited.
Be super careful so you can kind of peel this up.
Oh, wow. Oh, look, can we get a close-up? Sadie, do we have a close-up on this?
Can you see it?
Can you see this? Okay, so look right here. Why the heat gun? If you watched yesterday's video, if not, please go watch it. When you score it and you create that, what was it called?
Trench.
And you created the trench, and then the heat. I mean, it's the perfect storm to come together. So let's continue.
Okay, so before we were taking a
Brillo pad, magic eraser.
Okay, but now this comes off like butter. But don't be careful not to scratch
your vinyl.
Yeah, or scratch your stainless steel.
So should we use the magic eraser here? Should we use paper towel?
Okay, so what I like to do is scrape off as much as I can.
Okay.
And then I'll take a paper towel and wipe off any excess. And then I'll go in with the magic eraser.
So 3-step process.
Yes.
True control, paper towel, magic eraser.
Right.
Wow, Alicia. Who are you?
It's coming off good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now this I can tell did not get as much heat.
Okay, so what would you do?
Let's apply more heat.
Okay.
But like this bottom area I did not do great, but this is good up here.
Now all of it, or just?
I don't know. This is the true test up here, okay?
Okay.
Like these stars are coming off.
Uh-huh.
But look, they're staying on. The white's coming off, but the powder covered part is staying on.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is like where I'd be like freaking out. If I was doing this at home, like I would be freaking out, like to be honest.
I'm just gonna put this back on.
You're putting it back on.
I'm just gonna heat the bottom for like 30-ish seconds on low setting.
Love
I'm just gonna heat right here.
Wow.
That's it. I'm gonna do it for 30 seconds.
This is incredible.
Start.
What are you all thinking? Please let us know. So the hairdryer, no, we would
now to seal your stencil, you could use
the hairdryer would be great. And you don't. Again, the heat is not necessary. The heat is not the only thing there. You don't have to. Like you can watch yesterday's video. We used no heat. We did no scoring. This is just like to step it up, to make it even faster, to make it even better. I would just clean the True Control knife with probably rubbing alcohol and just make sure all the residue's off and that it's clean and safe to use on your traditional Cricut projects.
Okay, so let's see what's happening here.
Oh.
So,
Oh, wow.
So it's just coming right up. So it's kind of being finicky with this. So I'm gonna take a paper towel.
This is gonna look so good. This is gonna look crazy. Oh snap. Oh wow. Oh wow.
If it's not coming up, what we'll do is just apply more heat.
Okay.
I mean, we're just gonna.
And is this normal? Like from your other tests too? Like you were like, okay, more heat here, more heat there. Because traditionally this technique would probably take like what, an hour and a half?
Maybe,
an hour and a half, yeah.
So I did not do a good job over here.
Okay, so we'll add more heat.
Yeah, and I'm actually just gonna stick on a little bit of this. Just like a little.
Even though some of the stars have came out?
That's a good point, actually, Tanner. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna rinse it in the water.
Love it. Okay.
I'm gonna rinse it, and then we'll see what we're left with.
Oh my goodness, I love this. So as you guys can see, like there's a lot of different ways to do this, and we want to do this live, like testing more ideas. I thought you had to go to a sink. She brought a bucket of water.
Courtney brought this in here, so I thought,
Courtney's killer.
We'll use it.
Look at this. So she's gonna like start just cleaning this up. Oh my gosh, here, let's bring this in so they can kind of see what you're doing. We don't want to miss any of this action.
Okay.
Let's go overhead and just watch how you would clean this under rubbing water. I mean, your stars are coming up so well.
Yeah, you can see them really good, so that's awesome. I definitely needed more heat on that side.
Yeah.
And what happened was I think the decal was a little bit too big. Did you set a 10-minute timer for yours?
I did set a 10-minute timer for mine. I'm at 4 minutes left.
I was like, did we forget?
No, of course not, Alicia. We are here to win. Look at this.
I'm just going to keep cleaning this up.
Love it.
And then after we take the actual stencil off, my magic tool is my fingernail.
Yeah.
Because we were using a weeding tool to get the edges cleaned up, and I just really, it was like scratching.
Right.
It was very scratchy.
Yeah, we want to respect the metal, right?
Right. So your fingernail is not going to do nearly as bad.
Sure.
Some of this is still coming up.
So since we've left the stencil on, would you apply heat again? Like maybe straight to the stencil?
For what do you mean? For
this project?
Yeah.
Cool.
You could.
Okay. Look at that. It's literally just coming right off.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're getting somewhere.
Wow.
If I would have applied a little bit more heat, this would have been a lot more seamless.
But it's still
doing it.
I mean, for 10 minutes, like when you do this with none of these fancy steps that we've done today, this would take over an hour.
Right.
So this is pretty insane.
Yes. So I'm just going to keep going. I really did not a great job here.
That's okay. But the heat is still available because the stencil's still on it.
Yes.
So that's incredible.
So... And also, I'll say that warm water works a lot better too. This water has cooled down.
You can run to the sink if you need to. I can take it. You know, we can answer some questions while you go to the sink if that would be better.
And see what happens.
We want to give the best ability here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we want to make sure that you all have the best experience. And this is a new technique that we want everyone to test out. Alicia, if it's okay with you, I'm going to go ahead and heat set mine. Yeah. So I'm just going to take this here, and we did make our stencils pretty large, so I would recommend making them a little bit smaller, but no biggie. I'm just going to take this aluminum foil, and I'm just going to apply it down onto my tumbler. And I'm going to set a timer here for about 1.5 minutes. So I'm just going to go down to 1.5 minutes. Okay.
So I took the stencil off.
Oh, you're still mocked up. So yeah, they heard your water and everything.
You guys heard me scratching in there. So so this is what we're looking at right now. This left side, I did not apply enough heat to. I'm gonna keep scraping in my little bucket of water over here while Tanner heats that up.
I'm gonna try to make sure I hit mine really well.
Yeah, and actually those don't even need a whole 1.5 minutes.
Love it.
You can do them, because I don't know, I think the paint coating is a lot easier
too. Easier, better.
Yes, for sure.
Not better, but just quicker.
It's quicker, yeah. It's not as thick as the powder coating, so I think it just slides right off. And you can also test these out in 30-second increments. So like, do it for 30 seconds, check it, do it for 30 seconds.
I do like that ability to be able to check it and be like, oh, not good enough yet.
Yeah, pull that one off and see, because I feel like that's...
Okay, oops.
I think 30 seconds only for that one, really.
Yeah, probably.
Oh
my gosh, honey.
I don't know how long you did it for. How long did you go?
I didn't even go. I did about a minute. Minute 10, minute 15.
It came off, for sure.
Well, looky there.
So you can literally just remove the stencil.
Hot diggity dog. Oh, another one. Another time I bite the dust.
Another one.
Another time I bite the dust. Oops, I'm accidentally peeling up the...
I mean, that comes off like butter.
Is that not crazy?
Yeah. This one, I'm just cleaning up the edges because I want it to be nice and crispy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
These stars look good on this one, on this military style one.
I love the stars. I love it. If the stars can look that good, I mean, that just shows like anything can.
Yeah.
Which I love that. So it's incredible.
It's just coming right off.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at this. Okay, so see, I didn't do any for my soccer ball that I want to call a volleyball. And like you can just see right here, I mean, all of it's coming off so well.
Yes, it wipes right off.
Which is crazy.
I know it was.
Truly crazy.
I mean, we were like scraping and scraping the other day.
We use a different side of this right here and just make sure we get it all.
I'm contemplating.
Can you hand me a new piece of paper towel if you don't mind? I don't want to reach over yet. What are you contemplating, Alicia?
I'm contemplating drying this off and then heating it up a little bit more.